Hey guys, so this is the build overview of the Purple 150 frame, and this is the one that I built with the RunCam split. It's actually the version 1 of the RunCam split, which I don't believe is being sold anywhere. It's discontinued, but I just wanted to go over how I got everything to fit in here and whether or not you decide you want to build this. I guess is up to you. If you're a relatively new builder or not an expert builder, I would recommend not building this the way I did. Trying to get the RunCam split in here is very challenging because there's only enough space in the inside section of this pod for 2 boards. That's all you're going to be able to fit in there, and it limits your choices. And if you even if you don't go with the RunCam split, it's still going to be challenging to build this out. So if you're not an expert builder or haven't built a lot, I would caution you to really think carefully whether or not you want to build this model. Obviously, it took me a fair amount of time to get everything in here. A lot of swapping of parts. I had to, I think I built this maybe 2 or 3 times with different parts to like get things to fit properly. So if you get these exact parts, you could probably fit it the same way. And maybe your results will be different. But let me just go over all the parts. Obviously, we got the Purple 150 frame. We've got the HGLRC 1407, I think this is 3600 kV motors. So we got the HGLRC 1407 3600 kV motors. I'm running the GemFan Flash 3052 props. The flight controller board is actually the Betaflight F3 flight controller with built-in PDB. So I can get the PDB and flight controller into one board. That was very critical to get that. And then obviously I went with individual ESCs on the arms. These are the Emax Bullet 20 amp ESCs. Now you could instead go with, say, like a Realacc F4S or F3S, which is going to be the flight controller, PDB, and ESCs all in one board. That's also a possibility. I tried to fit the Realacc F4S in here, but it wouldn't fit because of the way this pod is. So you might want to look for other all-in-one ESC PDB flight controller boards if you want to go that route. But the Betaflight F3 board did fit for me. And then obviously the second board here is going to be the RunCam split. Now on the inside here, I'm using, for the video transmitter, I'm using the AKK X5, which is a small little micro video transmitter. Power switch bulb from 25 to 200 milliwatts. It does have smart audio, control, and PIT mode, and just use a little micro FL connector for this little whip antenna, but you could obviously switch that for something else that connects via micro FL if you want. I'm just sticking with the little whip antenna here. And then the receiver I'm using is a FreeSky XM Plus receiver, and I just have the antennas going out the back here, and then secured with some zip ties and heat shrink here to get some good reception that way. In the back here for video noise and such, I am using a small capacitor. I think that's a 370 microfarad 25 volt capacitor, I believe. And then I have a little micro 5 volt BEC specifically just for the RunCam split, because that does draw more power, and I didn't want to overtax the built-in BEC on the Betaflight F3 board, so I started on a separate 5 volt regulator just for the RunCam split, and that one is a 1 amp regulator, by the way. So this is a bit on the heavy side for 3-inch micro, even running on a 4S LiPo. So let me give you a weight measurement. So this is the total weight, obviously, without the LiPo. And we're coming in at about 196 grams. So yeah, it's definitely on the heavier side for this setup. But I mean, it's got still plenty of power with the 1407 motors on a 4S LiPo. So in terms of the software setup, I am running the latest Betaflight 322. Also the latest BLHeli S firmware 16.7 on this setup here. So if you have enough experience to build this model with the components I've chosen here, you should already know how to do all the flashing and stuff, so I'm not going to bother you with that. Again, I really highly discourage you from building this unless you really know what you're doing. This is probably one of the most difficult builds I've done. Definitely a 10 out of 10 on the difficulty scale. So again, a warning. I have warned you, if you try to build this and you have problems, don't tell me that I didn't tell you so. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and roll some flight footage. Obviously the HD footage from the RunCam split is very nice. It flies pretty well, I think. Obviously not as fast or as nimble as the HGLRC XJB145 on these basically the same motors and props, because this is about 60 grams heavier, but you get HD video footage, and it still has plenty of power. So I'll go ahead and roll that footage. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.